What's up? So we're not going to be able to see it here from North America, of course, but I think parts of Antarctica can see it, and like places like Santiago, Chile, places like that, they're going to be able to see the solar eclipse. Partial solar eclipse will be in about 100 minutes or less from now. I think maybe about a little over an hour from now. There's going to be the solar eclipse, but that's not going to be in it's not going to be visible in North America. It's going to be visible in like Santiago and places like that. But the sun is crazy right now. But there'll be for sure a partial solar eclipse today in about, I think, a little over an hour. If you people can look it up, for those joining, you guys can look it up real quick. I think it's in about less than 100 minutes from now. And this is actually going to be an eclipse that is about powerful manifestations. And there's going to be a lot of big changes, I think, coming over the next 6 months that is related to the upgrades from the sun. And it's funny how nowadays everybody thought that communications and worship of the sun was primitive religions. It's going to be seen in the future that stars, suns are high technology. They're living intelligence. Quantum. They are like mini gods. Hey, and everybody, so I'll be doing a group meditation. We all do this privately because we're not doing it online. It would be pointless. It would do more harm than good. So at about 4:40 p.m., like they're saying in the chat, Eastern time. Is that the right time? So we'll go with that. That's the maximum. So about 2 hours from now. Yeah, so a little over an hour from now, like I said, about 100 minutes, I think, or so, I would start to get ready. So happy for you, Esma. I hope everything starts changing for everybody. We could build my platform as well at patreon.com/themysticalspiral. I posted about the group meditation we'll be doing. So everybody should be doing that at around 4:40 p.m. for the good of the collective. So we should all be praying so we can offer the world our maximum potential. It's not about money. It's about us being able to achieve our maximum potential for the good of what we can do on this planet. Not about how much money we can make, but how much we can achieve. And achieve, by what I mean by that, is how much good we can do for the overall of everything. Every decision we make, there's a chain reaction. I know how it is too, trust me. I pretty much spend my last dollar every week on my daughter. I mean, it's crazy. And I don't know if people saw my video yesterday here on YouTube, but I showed you even how the root of all religions, it's encoded, it's occulted, it's hidden right in the secret knowledge of all religions is about solar intelligence. It's about communicating with the sun, with stars, and how the arms of the sun bring knowledge, bring life, bring creation. Bacteria and DNA that gets here, it has to communicate with the sun before it does. What do I mean by that? Does that even make sense to some people that are hearing me? This guy's talking like he's crazy. Well, let me go a little bit deeper. When comets bring frozen interstellar bacteria and DNA, which they are carrying, frozen in like a stasis from the Oort cloud in the Kuiper belt. When it comes by our sun, the sun activated, light it up, starts to become all gases and everything else that happens. It lights it activates the DNA, the bacteria, the code that's embedded within it, that's in a stasis. And then the solar sails of the sun, the solar barge of the sun, carries that bacteria and DNA to the appropriate places that it's programmed to go. This is all by mathematical precision of a quantum intelligence. This is not just by random collisions in space. You know the probability of that being just random? So it's the quantum intelligence of the sun that allows the DNA and bacteria to get carried to the appropriate places. And it's at the root of all religions. Look at here, right on the altar. I've showed this in my last video, but I'm going to do just a separate video for this for my patrons as well, where I go way deeper. This is the altar of a Catholic church, right? It's a Christian church. It shows you the root of all religions, has the sacred knowledge that the sun's arms brings intelligence. It brings life. It feeds its children. Look at what we have here. This is on the altar of a church, right? We're right here. I'm standing on the altar. This is where the priest stands. Look, the seats are in front of me. We are on the altar here. I'm not really even supposed to be up here. This is the altar. Do you not see? This is where they give mass. We're in the chapel, right here. So this is the place, the sacred altar that we're standing at. I think people don't realize the significance of where I am. This is a sacred altar right here. Okay? And look at what's on the sacred altar. You have the sun in the background. The golden sun. And look at the sun's wings, the sun's arms, signified by the swan of Zeus, the swan of Apollo. Right? The sun's wings carrying the sun's life, feeding its children, feeding it with its own blood, its own solar explosions and life and eruptions, its own blood, the sun's wings feeding its own children. Jesus Christ being the new solar king, right? Do you not see this? Do you not understand how Zeus appears as a golden swan to make his hybrid children? Same as Apollo. Of all things to put on the altar, this is the most sacred of messages that the sun's intelligence feeds us. It's not a pelican. It's a swan. Even a pelican, it could be the same thing. Pelican, bleeding heart, swan, same thing. It just doesn't have that big jaw of a pelican. Well, even the pelican, it's the same Rosicrucian, the Rosicrucian pelicans, the swan, it's the same thing. It's the white wings of the sun. It has no fish in its mouth. It's feeding its children from its own wound. It's feeding its children from the sun. The whole point of it is it's the sun. Forget about whether it's a pelican or a swan. It doesn't matter what kind of bird it is. It's the sun's wings, the sun's life, the sun's own blood that's feeding its children. It doesn't matter what kind of bird it is, for Christ's sakes. Doesn't matter what kind of bird it is. Who gives a crap? It's a white bird. That's not even what kind of bird it is. It doesn't matter. Zeus, Apollo, they appear as swans. They appear as dolphins. They appear as all sorts of creatures. Wolves. It doesn't matter. It's a representation of the sun. The sun's it's a cosmic creature. I know all of you just want to prove me wrong on one little point so bad, but it's okay. Listen, the point of it is it's the sun, the wings of the white bird, and the beak of the white bird is carrying the codes, the life, the source of the sun to its children. Okay? So the sun on the altar, the God, is feeding us not just life, but knowledge, spiritual knowledge, spiritual food. And this is actually, this temple, I know for a fact, is a temple that's built from the premonition of Don Bosco. Don Bosco had a dream. I've read it 3 times in my life, his book. It's a book of all he was a dream seer. And he had premonitions in his dreams. One of them being with this very Muslim-looking chapel, where he saw this in the water, and on the side of it, it said, "Help of Christians, Mary, help of Christians." And this was, Mary was involved with it, with the blue and red angels, or seraphim, you know. It says, pray for thy children on the side up here. I don't know if you could see it on the top of the chapel. Well, I guess it might be, yes, it is a pelican. It is a pelican. I get the comments. It's a pelican, but it's a representation of the mother goddess version of a sun solar myth. I get it. But it's the intelligence of the sun behind it. You understand? The sun in the background. The shattered sun with the mother feeding its children. Yes, that's all hidden codes right in there. But the point of it all is that it's on an altar to the Catholic Church. And to say that solar worship isn't the root of it all is ridiculous. I'm glad everybody is here, because yeah, it is a pelican. Yeah, I'm seeing that now for sure. But the reason why I figured it was a swan, I wasn't even really looking at the beak. The reason why I figured right off it was a swan, not only because it was white, because Zeus and Apollo with the sun, you know, right away I was thinking swan, because the long neck of the bird, and because of all of the solar mythology, I know that it relates the solar deities with swans. So, but yeah, that was a good catch. That is a pelican, probably, most likely. But it doesn't, the beak doesn't look, see, pelicans have a big, huge jaw. There's no big jaw on that. That's a swan neck and a swan head. So, I don't know if you guys know what pelicans look like, but pelicans have a huge hanging jaw. And that friggin' thing had a very small beak and did not have a hanging jaw whatsoever. So I still challenge you on that pelican thing, actually, because there's no hanging jaw there. I've seen pelicans in person. I've fed pelicans before, for Christ's sakes. I've fed them before in my life. I've literally fed pelicans, and they have hanging jaws that are visible. Big, huge ones. They don't have just narrow beaks like that look with nothing underneath hanging. They have big hanging things underneath. So I still think that might be a swan, because swans and pelicans are in both Rosicrucians and other secret societies as well. So they're both used. The Knights Templars even use the swan as well. They use the Holy Cygnus, the stately swan. So I don't even know if you're right about that with the pelican, actually. I still think it might be a swan. Especially we're here on the Hudson River. This is right on the Hudson. Hudson is right there. I don't know if you can see it, but right there, that's the Hudson. Right on the other side of those trees. And that was called Shutamuk by the Native Americans, which means the stately cygnus, the stately swan. So I actually think it still might be a swan. Go look up online. Pelicans got big hanging jaws. I don't know where's the Aphrodite one that was saying so much about pelicans now. Oh, Tone, no doubt. The Shungite? Yeah, dude. Did you see that Shungite? That Shungite actually has like spiral nickel. You can see almost like a nickel shine. That's why they call it like nickel plated almost. Shungite. It's got like a nickel shine to it. And it's like almost see-through in a way. It's like see-through black. It's like, oh, dude, that shit. I was told by the guy who's from Russia that it's about 98 to 99% carbon. So that's like the highest grade Shungite you could get. You know, that's why I won't be able to get it at all after the stock I have now. I don't think, because the guy tried to get more and he can't get it. He had the last shipment he gave to me. Well, he didn't give it to me. I bought it, but the last thing he sent to me, he had to travel to Kiev to ship it. So it was like a big deal, and I had to pay him, a lot of extra money just to get it, just for the trip, and it wasn't worth it. So like, it's not even, I'm barely making money on it if you calculate all the money I had spent just to get it. So, but it's worth it. I mean, people need it, and that's the kind of stuff you'll see if you handle it a little while. There'll be a trace of it on your hands. Like, you can infuse water with it. That's what kind of high quality is. The lower qualities, I wouldn't put it in your water and infuse water. But this one, you can infuse water with that shit. It's like real high quality. It's really good quality. So yeah, I'm gonna turn around and go back the other way. So this is a really I really want to see pictures of pelicans now and swans, because I actually think I'm right. I was willing to accept the pelican deal, and it might be a pelican still, but the whole thing is, where's the jaw? That beak is way too small to have that big huge jaw hanging that the pelicans need. I mean, they literally can scoop up fish with that huge jaw. It hangs. There's a huge sack hanging. Does the mother pelican have no jaw? Is it the father pelican that just has that big jaw? Yeah, Aphrodite's involved, but Zeus is the golden shower behind Aphrodite. That's what I was saying. The swan, yeah. I'm getting a number from Connecticut calling me. I don't know what this is. I'm declining that. I don't answer a number unless I have the name in messages. But yeah, yeah. Zeus is the golden rays behind the mother goddess. You know, because it's a mother goddess altar there. It's that chapel where it is. We'll go back to it real quick. That chapel where it is a chapel dedicated to Don Bosco, who's a saint in the Catholic Church, right? He this property is part Don Bosco. It's the Salesians of Don Bosco, and it's a Marian shrine. You know, so you see the 50-foot rosary Black Madonna here, and we're here at the black moon eclipse during the new moon. You know, I used to be in a band that was called the New Moon Tribe. I still have the old email address, moontribe712@hotmail.com. If you guys want to email me. And I'm actually working on some readings for people. You know, I do readings, but I'm not like anybody else in the world that I know. And it should be like that with everybody that's truly has an ability to see certain things and sense certain things. It might take me a few months to even finish a reading for somebody. It's like whenever I have the connection, that's when I do it. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I can't. So it's up to that, but it might take even a few months to get it done. But when I get it done, it's worth it. And that's why I had to change the way I do readings, to change the way I price them, everything. Now, sometimes I do readings for people that are patrons, and it might take me a little while, but when I get it done, I get it done. Like I'll do like 10 minutes here and there where I actually can get the right information, and I feel I'm getting a connection, you know? You can't force it. Some people, they use like apps to do readings. They'll do like an astrology app, and they'll give like a reading based on things like that go on, you know? I do it a different way. So I'm actually trying to get a psychic connection, to get actual information, you know, and to feel, and sometimes it actually goes aligned with the astrology, which is pretty amazing as well, right? So they're both good information, but you're getting it from different ways. But that's pretty much how it is with me. Like I'll when I get it, when I can get it, I can get it. When I can't, I can't. And then when I feel like that, you know, I have to have a certain silence about me to even get it done. So it'll sometimes take me a while. That's why I only do readings for special times. I had to change it all. I can't just be doing stuff like that because I can actually sense certain things about people. I'll get a knowing. It'll come within a flash, sometimes even. And good, those people left. I wanted to go under here for a minute when nobody was around to see if I can get the picture. Oh, there is someone still there too. I'll go back later. Because there's something on the neck of the Mary that sometimes I can get the picture up close with it depends on the shade of the sun. But yeah, Zeus in that altar is the sun. You know, I think in the mythology, he approaches either Aphrodite or one of them. You know, and it's the It's the whole, that's part of it as well. He comes, I don't know if he comes in the form of a golden shower or something like that, where he transforms into a swan even, but there's some kind of myth that involves him with the swan. I forget exactly how it goes. But even Apollo has myths where he even transforms into dolphins. There's swans, there's all sorts of things. But it's the arms of the sun, the wings of the sun, that's actually bringing life, bringing knowledge, bringing evolution, bringing bacteria and virus. That brings evolution. It brings it all. Everything on this planet, I believe, was seeded here. Everything. Everything, by comets and meteors and all of that. Before life ever started on this planet, like 4.5 billion years ago, there was just years and years and years of comet bombardments and meteor showers and asteroids and all of this happening. That's when our planet was being programmed, being seeded with codes of life. And then as soon as all that started, when life was able to emerge, it did. That's as soon as all that stuff was done, that's when life emerged. That's not by chance. Yeah, you see, yeah, it could, this could be a pelican as well. The beak is maybe big enough where that jaw could be in there. But usually with the pelicans, I saw like beaks hanging down. But this could be a pelican. It could be a swan. But the thing is, it's straight out of solar litanies and solar mythology is the point of it all. And you could see the shattered sun and the wings of the mother goddess feeding her children from her wound. Pretty intense. And then let's see if I should go up here. I don't want to get in. So this is, when we get closer, this is straight from Don Bosco's premonition. You can see when we get closer, you can see the sun right here on the altar. How many points to the sun? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 points to the sun. That's the solar year, right? We got 13 moons, 12 months. And then this is straight from Don Bosco's premonition, because you got Christ with child. Mother with Christ. You got Don Bosco with Dominic Savio, which was his pupil who died at 12, 13 years old, which is a whole nother story I've got into before. And then you have, I don't know, maybe a nun and another child. It might be from his dream. I forget that whole dream, how it went, but that here is Don Bosco for sure. Yeah, Aphrodite's right with the symbolism, but that's what you don't understand, Aphrodite. That's what they put in the public that they want you to believe, like the bleeding heart of Jesus and all of that. But you don't really understand what the true meaning behind solar worship is and what the sun really does. The Rosicrucians and all those secret societies, they were using a dark aspect of this intelligence. It's war over knowledge. So you have two societies. One wanted to protect the ritual by giving the regular mass society an illusion, which includes money. Everybody runs around trying to get money and this and that, while the real knowledge is kept, the ritual is protected. So all the symbolism with Christ and the fish and all of this, well, Christ was called also the fisher of men, right? He was also called the shepherd king. Shepherd King lines. These are solar dynasties, the Hyksos solar dynasties, right? And the Rosicrucians actually derived the starfire ritual, where Aphrodite has her name, Aphrodite Starfire, right? The starfire ritual was developed. The Rosicrucian name comes from this, right? But they did a perverted version of getting this intelligence. They stopped getting the intelligence from the sun itself, the source of life. They wanted to get, instead of the cosmic womb from above, they wanted to represent that cosmic womb below. Instead of getting the fiery intelligence of the sun, they wanted the fiery fluid intelligence of the woman, which became the menstrual blood of the women, the Rosicrucians. And that's what they call starfire, the rubeus elixis, right? So they believe the fire coming from the woman's womb is a representation of the sun's fire coming, right? And they wanted to sample that fluid intelligence. So that's where the Rosicrucian's name is from. Rosicruce means red cross, the fiery red cross. That's between the woman's legs, the bleeding red cross. Okay? So that's where her name is actually coming from, Starfire, if you really want to know. And that's their perverted way of representing getting knowledge and intelligence from the sun. It's a dark aspect of knowledge. You shouldn't have to drink the blood to get source. Source's blood is already within you. You already have it within you. You shouldn't have to drink the blood of another to get that intelligence. Otherwise, you'll be getting the intelligence of another. So they get consumed with power. They want the knowledge of other people's bloodlines. They want to consume it, right? It becomes a war over power. And someone that's promoting that would be on the dark side of the force. So whether it's a pelican or a swan, go F yourself, as far as I'm concerned. The point of the story is it was about solar worship. But I still appreciate you coming and supporting my channel. Nothing personal. It's not a pissing contest at all. Whoever said about the pissing contest, that's exactly what I was about to say. I was just about to say that. It's not a pissing contest, nor that's what I was attending. I'm trying to do a group meditation for the good of the collective. I'm not trying to fight over Zeus or Aphrodite. But it might be a pelican. You're right. It could be a pelican, in fact. It most likely is a pelican. But I'm saying they didn't, I feel like the jaw part wasn't put right for some reason. It didn't. But I think it might be a pelican. You're right about that. Actually, Greek mythology is not my specialty. I have a lot of other ones that I'm way more versed in. But I know a lot of Greek mythology. Like I know about a lot of the solar mythologies of Greek as well. But I mean, I'm sure someone that's names Aphrodite Starfire knows about Aphrodite a little bit more than me, I'm sure. But all of this, the mother goddess, queen of heaven that you see here, that all stems from, I mean, there's like 1,000 names. You got Asherah, you know, the queen of heaven, Asherah, which is the Canaanites. You even have like Syrian, you have Astarte, which is also Atergatis, which in Greek mythology sometimes is called Derketo, right? These are all queens of the heavens. And that one that's called Atergatis, Atargatis, Atergatis, you know, you have that word Atar or Asar, Asura right in there. Also the word Aster, like star, you know, that's embedded in there. Even Astarte, that name comes right from that. Or Asherah, or Astaroth, or Astarte. You know, this is the first mother goddess. This is the true mother goddess to even like King Og of Bashan. Right? Those giants, those Rephaims, those hybrids. King Og of Bashan. The first name of Bashan, in fact, was Ashtaroth or Ashtoreth. Ashtaroth Quardnaim, which means like the womb of Ashtaroth. It's all about fertility and solar worship. Even Baal. You could go back to Lebanon and Baalbek. They have the Temple of the Sun in Baal, right there on Baalbek. Yeah, because of the shade, I don't think we can see actually the pentagram that's on her neck. Let me see if we could see it. Oh yeah, you can see it good today. So if you could see, guys, she actually has a pentagram on the middle of her neck that's faded out. Very old. You can see it in this picture, right in the middle, towards the right of center. Right of center. You could see lower right of center of her neck. Can you guys see it? Yeah, it is a pentagram. I agree with you on that. Because they use that with the bleeding heart of Jesus and all that. I do. You're right. When you said that, I was like, oh, she's right about that. I get it. But that wasn't even the. Who's the puppet? I don't know. I'm not arguing with this lady anyway. I don't even care what she's saying. It's all good. I actually like that she comes to my. I like Aphrodite Starfire. I hope you don't stop coming to my. I hope you don't start coming to my live chats, Aphrodite. I like that you're in here. I think you're cool. But yeah, you guys can see the pentagram on her neck for sure. It's no doubt. I mean, that is undeniable. And in fact, it's like Isis because the goddess of 1,000 names, even the rosary that she has is in crescent moon shape. As you guys can see, she's holding it. I can't be right all the time, Aphrodite. You got me on the pelican part. Thank you for being here. I can when I'm wrong. But I got to admit, it did first look like a swan because I felt like the neck and beak area wasn't a pelican. I did think that at one time because I was looking at it. But yeah, see, this thing is 48 feet without the star platform. So this thing with the star platform is well over 60 feet almost. It's like damn near 60 feet. And that's bigger than the Apollo statue that was once in Bulgaria. I think that thing was 48 feet. So this is big, you know. And you can see that the rosary is in crescent moon shape. And Isis, a lot of them, even Thoth at one time used the crescent moon, and Kenoshu from ancient Egypt. But Isis uses it. A lot of the Queen of Heavens use it. And I actually don't think it actually has to do with the crescent moon. I just think that that's what the mainstream has translated it to be. I actually think it has to do with the solar barge that carries the boat of millions of years, the boat of viruses and bacteria. And it's the mother god of the cosmos, the cosmic womb, carrying the barge. That's just me, though. That's how but see, I'm connected to also secret knowledge. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to say. Swans and pelicans are both interchanged with them both. I told you that from the beginning. And it's interesting because one of the first places that we have documented almost holographic technology of the Queen of Heavens, of the Mother Goddess that you see here, is in right outside of Cairo, right? Because we didn't have this sort of technology when this sort of technology was rediscovered on our planet. What I mean by technology, like cameras and videos and all of this stuff, we didn't start getting that, until like the 50s, 60s, and all this stuff, right? So in 1968 was the first time we actually got documented. Look at that sun with her hair. It's amazing. I'm glad we're here right now, guys. Again, gals, I'm glad we're all here because we're right here during the eclipse as well. And I'm gonna back out of it too soon, so I'm not underneath the sun right during it. But let me put my sunglasses on. So one of the first places, the first place we have a mother goddess, sort of Queen of Heavens, which of course the Catholic Church has confused now with the Mother of Christ and the Virgin Mary, which is they should portray it as what it really is. It's the Immaculate Conception of old, the Immaculate Conception of Muat, of Isis, of Hathor, and all of these ancient goddesses that we're talking about on the star today. It's the same story, right? It's there's just there it's just now talked about as the Virgin Mary. But one of the first places that we, for sure, that we have that documented was Zaytun, Egypt in 1968, where it's like almost holographic technology that we get on camera, where a very similar, what you see here in front of you right now, Mary, the Madonna, pictured larger than life, larger than a regular human, standing like this with her hands out, hovering like a holographic image almost of her over the church chapel in the air. Like you see that house there, it would be hovering over the peak of the chapel in Zaytun, Egypt. This is right outside of Cairo in 1968, and thousands of people got Polaroids and took videos and cameras and stuff of this. And there was all sorts of light anomalies. There was these orbs that you'd see the apparition of Mary hovering there, glowing in white light, and then these white orbs that look like doves around her, and all these light manifestations. The same sort of light manifestations that we saw come on photographs in 1970 in Bayside, Queens, with Veronica Lucan. An old friend of mine, Ingo Swan, he was there and told us that he witnessed that. I met Ingo on the Bowery. He wasn't a real personal close friend. He was just a person I met a few times and knew who he was. But he's, I call him a buddy, but he wasn't a close buddy. But I met him. I knew who he was. He knew my name and stuff like that. But he was a well-known artist that lived on the Bowery here, and I used to play at CBGB. So I went to a few of his art shows that he had, and I met who he was. I knew who he was. And he was a follower of Veronica Lucan, actually. People don't realize that. He was traveling to Bayside, Queens from the Bowery in New York and going to these thousands of people were gathering because she was getting these apparitions coming to her and telepathic visits of what she said was the Madonna. Right in the 70s, and people were taking Polaroids of her when she was supposedly seeing the apparition, and there was all sorts of weird light formations and light appearing in the Polaroids. It's incredible right now. Yeah, the weird thing about that is too that lady Veronica Lucan, she has the same birthday as me. Of course, she was born way before me, but July 12th, She's at the same birthday of me. So that's very interesting in itself. I can't read the... I can't read the chat room right now because of the glare of the sun. Yeah, every secret society or secret area, special sacred area, has a spiritual umbilical cord spot as well. Like in Sicily, it's the town of Enya. Enya, don't get it confused with Mount Etna. It's similar, but it's not in the same place. Mount Etna is on the coast. This is supposed to be the umbilical spot of Sicily, which is now called, I think, Castro Giovanni. It used to be called the town of Enya, Enna, and this is the spiritual umbilical cord spot of Sicily. And they actually have a sacred stone that's supposed to be at that spot, that mark that spot. Yeah, of course, in Israel, it's underneath the dome of the rock, the foundation stone, the spot of Jacob's ladder. That's supposed to be the pineal gland of the world. They actually look at the Wailing Wall to be at a 45-degree angle from the dome of the rock where the foundation stone is, just like the pineal gland and the Lutz bone in the back of the head is at a 45-degree angle. We're almost at an hour from the meditation, so I'm gonna let you guys know. How's it going? I like your hat. Old guy. He was an old priest at one time, I think. He had a Hurley skateboard hat that had two crescent moons facing each other. Tell me that's not intense. That guy, look. He's an old priest that lives in that house right there. He's not somebody that's just visiting here. I know who he is. He's an old priest who lives at that house that comes for a walk a couple times a day. And he's wearing a Hurley skateboarding hat, with the two crescent moons with their backs to each other. It's an occult symbol, a hidden mystery symbol. So, yep, guys, I've been releasing intense information. We're trying to build my Patreon. This way we can have a better, bigger platform for everybody. So even if you can only join for $2 a month, patreon.com/themysticalspiral. That platform is where, and the more people join, the more I could dedicate my time to it. Right now, it's barely people in there. I think, I'm really proud of the people that we do have. We have about usually between 50 and 60 people, but I'm trying to really build it up. Between how many people get information almost on a daily basis from my channel for free for all these years, $2 a month at least is not a big deal. And I really, for what I put on there, come on. I got videos, articles, anything like demonstrations of how to do things, like meditations, just the knowledge that I give you, book recommendations, and all sorts of things that's available on there. The number of topics is really ridiculous. I couldn't even name them all if I took 6 hours. So, not to mention the healing and alternative tools that's available. I scour the planet trying to find some of the best materials to use as well. So Right now, even look at, I just made these. I drilled a hole. Let me show you. The bigger cosmic eggs. I got one made already, one other one made like this of Shungite. And I had to use a polished stone of Shungite because the elite noble Shungite, I would have to put another piece on top of that. I don't know how to do that yet. Attach it to it because I don't want to go into it. It'll shatter it. So these are high grade, actually, polished tumbled stones. These are the cosmic eggs. These are the bigger size. I have smaller ones too, but these are the bigger ones. These ones are really nice, actually. I like these bigger size ones. The smaller ones I have too, but I just put this up with I think it's I put a kit up. It comes with a beautiful huge piece of watermelon tourmaline specimen and a grounding stone, a petrified grounding stone, which is like, there's nothing better for earth elements grounding than smoky quartz and petrified woods and petrified stones. I mean, they're earth elements, even earth element colors, like the browns and greens and things like that. That's all watermelon tourmaline and the grounding stones that I have there. Earth colors. You got oceans and grass greens and cascades of purples and pinks for the watermelon tourmaline. Oh, the watermelon tourmaline is the best specimens of watermelon tourmaline I've ever seen. They literally look like candy where you want to eat rock candy. You want to eat it. There's barrels, these big barrels of pink and purple and green embedded in the it's a big rock specimens, right? They're not just see-through crystals of watermelon tourmaline. They're specimens with embedded tourmaline in the specimens all over it. Same thing with kyanite. I have specimens of kyanite, big, huge specimens. I mean, I'm talking about some of them weigh 10 ounces, 12 ounces, pounds. You know, they're big specimens with embedded kyanites in the specimens. Big, huge. And Lemurian quartz in there. So they're one-of-a-kind specimens. And I have a package that I just put up with one of these that I made. These I handmade, these ones, myself, these Shungite ones. I got one package I just put up yesterday with the watermelon tourmaline in this and a grounding stone. But I got other ones too. All other packages up there. I'll be live tonight. Supposedly everything's all right. I talked to Chris Geo. Supposedly everything's all right with Truth Frequency. There was like problems with the station. The server was acting up. So for last week, the last few weeks, there's a little bit of problems, but I was able to connect to the station the other weeks. Last Saturday, I couldn't at all. There was like dead air for all our shows. So Chris said it's fixed. So I'm going to be doing my show tonight, where I'm going to be going deep into the solar litanies of ancient Egypt and some of the stuff that I was shown during celestial events, like the recent like solar eruptions that we've been having and solar events that we've been having, the solar bursts, celestial friggin' events. I mean, these are like coronal mass ejection bubbles, solar flares, and things like that. People always are warning us, oh, it's going to throw out the internet, is going to do this. These are waves of codes that are coming towards us. They're upgrades. And we're going through an upgrade right now during this eclipse that we're in. Right now. And this is the time for you to be able to lay down your code. Right now, the sky is putting up a holographic chalkboard for you to write your code in over the next 6 months, how you want to contribute to this planet for the overall good of greater, how much you can offer this planet. and yourself for the good of all. It's time to lay down that code. Write it in the sky. Literally, even trace it in front of your face if you have to. Telepathically. Man, the sun is blazing and it's only like 60 degrees. That's awesome when we got 32 likes and only 31 people that shows in the chat room. I hope Aphrodite Starfire gave me a like. Because you know what? What I learned in life, even if your family, even more so if your family, if you disagree, you still should be the best of friends and love each other just like you didn't have a disagreement. What's the point? I don't understand how people, if you have one disagreement with them, or if you have a different opinion than them, they'll just cut you out of their life, or they won't talk to you anymore. For me not to talk to anybody anymore, or for that to like be on my agenda, or something that I would want to do, it would be really drastic. You'd have to like hurt my child, or do something bad like that. If you just said something stupid to me, it wouldn't mean anything. So everybody fucking has a stupid day, or says a stupid comment every once in a while. You never should put your hands on somebody unless they're threatening your family in any sort of way, or threatening you, or doing whatever like that. That's a different story. But like, I don't understand people if they have like, if someone doesn't have a different opinion of them, or if they have one little disagreement about something, they won't be friends with them ever again, or they won't talk to them anymore, or they'll cut them out of their life. I don't get that. I've seen it happen with best friends, with family, with everything in my life. All sorts of different things. I think I've seen it happen with families before. I've seen it happen with all sorts of people. It just doesn't, I don't know how people do that. That's ego, man. If you stop talking to someone because they say one stupid thing that you don't like, then your ego is so huge. I'm surprised you can even fit your freaking head in the door. I just don't get that. See, I've been humbled in my life in ways that most people have never. I've been down and out. I've been on the lowest of lows. I've been at highest of highs. I've even been almost strangled to death by a grown man. That's the most humbling thing. When another man can almost strangle you and play with you like you're a baby. That humbles you. You start to treat people differently after that. Especially if the man is unassuming. Not some huge muscle-bound dude, but some like nerd who you at first notice, you looked him up and down and said, "Oh, I could kick that guy's ass." And then 15 minutes later, he's strangling you to death. That's humbling. That makes you look at the world in a new light. And that's not the only way I've been humbled. I've been humbled spiritually as well, not just physically. Right? Look at my little buddy. Let's see how much he'll trust me. Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. I wish I had food for you. I wish I had food for you. Yeah. Come here. Yeah, I know. Come here. I wish I had food. That one time I had a burger, you didn't even want it. Guys, one time I was eating a burger and I was here and I tried to give him some of the bun even. He smelt it and then looked at me like I was a murderer. He looked at me and I felt like it too. I felt like I went and just killed that cow. But he's definitely not threatened by me. He even came closer. Some steps towards me, but now he realized I think I don't have food. Hey, buddy. Hey. Hey. No? Let me see. Come here. Let me see if I come a little bit towards him. Oh, he's not going anywhere. Come here. Ah. See? When I get as low as him, he knows I'm not threatening. You know, where's everybody else? You're here by yourself? Oh, what do you smell? What do you smell? Where's the beef? Nope, I don't got no beef this time. Where's the beef? Am I showing my age by saying that right now? Who's in the chat room that understands what I'm saying? Where's the beef? Show how old you guys are. Oh wow, he trusts me. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Oh, come on, I came so close. Let me touch you. I want to pet you. I'm not a stalker, I just want to touch your fur. He's playing cat and mouse with me, this guy. He's playing. Hey! Don't make me chase you. Don't make me chase you. Don't make me chase you. It's like chasing my kid around. All right, I'm done. Where's the beef? I think that was the old lady. I had a shirt that said "Where's the beef?" It had the old lady with the curly gray hair, and she was wearing like an apron, and it had the little bubble next to her head that said "Where's the beef?" Like she was saying it. Yeah, he wanted to play with me, the deer. He was trying me to play with him and stuff. Yep. Yeah, I used to have a shirt. We even had a what's it called? A pot holder. Where's the beef? That like was a magnet that stuck to the refrigerator. That was also a pot holder. My mom had it up on the side of the fridge at one time. I think it was from Wendy's. They always had that good marketing. There's an eerie silence. You guys, I don't hear many birds. Usually I do around here. I hear a ton of birds all the time. And just over the last few minutes, a silence has come over this place. I hear no freaking birds all of a sudden. And I just got goosebumps. Barely hear the chirps anymore. Usually it's like an orchestra. Wow, there's a silence that just came on. That definitely has to do with the eclipse. I'll be live tonight at 7 p.m. on TFR as well, guys. And for those on my Patreon, I hope you guys are hitting me up, letting me know if you did the meditation. Yeah, you know, I had one of those Burger King too. The Burger King, I had one of those big heads of the king. Big, huge head that was like 3 feet big that you can see out of the mouth of it. And it went on top of your head. And I brought it on stage with my band when I was in high school. And my dad threw it out though, man. I can't believe it. When I moved out, my dad threw it out. And then when I came back home years later, I was like, where's the fucking shit? And then it was gone. What, that shit that was in the shed? Oh, I threw it out. Yeah, my brother, when he was in college back in the early 80s. Yeah, my brother's 12 years older than me. And I'm 40. I'll be 44. So you can guess his age. He worked at Burger King. I think he stole that thing at one time. I'll be back on Leak Project soon too as well. And tonight, tfrlive.com/chat. Join the chat room. Hopefully there will be no technical difficulties tonight. And thank you for joining Aphrodite Starfire. You make it interesting. And you were right about the pelican, I think. For sure. The pelican part. Melinda, Cindy, glad you guys are here. Tim, Grace, let's give everybody a shout out. Jenny Medley. Don't be meddling in my business, Jenny Medley. Grace me. Grace? Yeah, I was born 1978. Grace me. Yeah. 1978. That's why when I say I've been reading and researching and experiencing over 30 years. Jenny Medley, Grace me, Melinda Crocker, Mr. Crocker, Mr. and Mrs. Crocker, Grace me, Jenny, oh, he said those, Tim Casper, the friendly ghost, Tim Casper, Cindy, Aqua Soul Star, I love that name, dolphins diving in the stars. We got Jacob E, Jacoby, oh, Mother Goosekeeper, I like that. The Mother Goosekeeper, Esma Perrier. Of course, lovely Esma. We have, who else we have that I didn't say? Aphrodite Rose Starfire. Whoa. Serious. Michael 7777. The warrior. Michael the lion. With his fiery sword. We have Justin Garrison. Oh. Justin. Garrison is a warrior clan. That's a, you know what a garrison is? It's a tribe of friggin' warriors. It's a battalion. It's like a group of fighters. A garrison. You got some problems, you pull in the garrison of warriors. Yeah, Justin Garrison. You're not just a wolf. You're the frickin' wolf pack, my friend. Justin Wolfpack. I hope Justin's still in there. Who else we got? The Botanical Angel. I mean, can you have a better name than that? We have Botanical Angel. Who else? We have Lori Affolet. Oh, Lori. Lori Affolet. Authule. That's a French writer. An Authule. What are you a French novelist? An Authule? Lori, the French novelist, an Authule, regular girl. I'm glad you're here, regular girl. Yeah, she's from the chat room at TFR as well. Tone Loke. What's up, Tone? He just recently got some stuff from my website. Mr. Tone. Ryan Reeves. What's up, Ryan? Ryan Reeves. Susan Donahue, always great. I hope you got the package you got from my website, Susan, because I sent you a beautiful surprise that was charged in the Bear Mountain sun. And who else we got? Anybody else? We said Jenny Medley. Zach Van. What's up, Zach Van? He said something in the chat room as well. He's been a long-time listener and one of my moderators. We got, who else? I think that's it. Emily C. Shout out to Emily C. Emily was one of the first and one of my longtime listeners and a moderator, as well as Melinda and a couple of other you that are in there that are moderators, like Esma. Esma sounds like a star seed name. Esma of Vega. Esma of a planet that's a planet that's at one time was around Vega. Love you, Aphrodite. It's all good. Love you, Zach. Love you, Aleph Day. What do you mean what happened with Rex? Me and Rex are cool. Well, I'm going to be actually doing a weekly show with Rex. The other day, I was supposed to be at Rex at 6 o'clock Eastern, but I was in traffic, and I asked him if I could do it like at 8 o'clock, but he had another show at 8, so he couldn't. So we'll be doing that show soon. Amanda King. Shout out to Amanda King. Shout out to Hocus Apophis. Jeez, that's a serious name. Tim Casper. Guys, 1 hour from now will be this solar eclipse. So get your coned hat on. It's time to do some cosmic love. Botanical Angel, really. Love having you here. That's a great name. Can't have a better name than that. Botanical Angel. Tinfoil Tim. That's what we're going to call you from now. Tinfoil Tim Casper with the silver hat. Tinfoil Tim. Tinfoil Tim got his silver brim. Yo. Tinfoil Tim got his silver brim. He'll punch you in the chin if you give him a bad grin. Yeah. My name's Tinfoil Tin. I got the silver chin. Yeah, we gotta have high vibrations because it's the new moon, the dark moon. It's the new moon eclipse. We gotta be the new moon tribe. It's new beginnings. And this, whatever's going on, whatever kind of like vibrations you got pumping out of you, whatever kind of frequency you got going on you during this time, is going to, I think, literally have like a repercussion snowball effect over the next 6 months. So don't go home and slap your wife at 4:30. That's probably we should make a shirt that says that. During the eclipse, don't go home and slap your wife. No, I don't know. No, but you know what? I'm gonna make a shirt that has to do with anybody that's like shirt makers out there or knows how to make the better design than me, because I could sketch a little bit, but anybody that wants to do the print, because my brother actually has a clothing company that he can print out shirts. But if anybody wants to help me make the design, I have a really good idea for it's sort of like anti-digital coin in a way, but it's in good fun. It has to do with digital coin, but it's not anti-digital coin. It's making fun of like how serious people get over it, and it's in good nature. But I really think it would sell too. All right, I gotta go charge my phone anyway. So 4:40 p.m. I think is the time, where Eastern at least, where we'll be doing this group meditation. If you want to join me, the greater good. And if you got any of my copper devices, Look at these stone walls. I mean, this is just amazing. We have these right in my backyard. They're just all around this area. Ancient prehistoric stone walls. And what I mean by prehistoric is they were here before the settlers got here. This area, it was like the mid 1600s when people started coming over around here and started to take it from the natives. The town over here was founded in 1666, literally. You know, like more than 100 years before we were independent. So, or, yes, around there. It's like 100 years. So, I mean, they've been here a long time. They weren't put here by like settlers for like property lines or to keep in cattle or anything like that some people suggested, because the settlers found them. Boo! Oh! My hair's a mess. I got really long hair. I gotta cut it. I got a horse's tail that goes down to the middle of my back. I haven't cut my hair since and this is weird for me because my whole life for like 40 years I had really short, nice cut hair. I got my hair cut like every 2 weeks. I had like spikes, like messy spikes on top. And for the last 4 years I've had long hair. It doesn't fit. It fits me, but it doesn't fit me. Everybody that knows me, like personally, like, and I'm sure if my mother was alive, she'd probably say the same too. Everybody, oh, you're so bad, you're so good looking with short hair. Like trying to tell me I'm look ugly with long hair. My whole life, oh, you're so good looking with short hair. And then every time I had my hair longer, they're like, oh, it takes away from how good looking your face is. And people are trying to tell me I'm ugly now, I think, in a nice way. I guess I'm ugly with long hair. Well, the only thing I hate about it is that it gets in everything. Like when I'm packaging stuff with my like for my website, I literally gotta like put friggin' like a thing around my head because I don't want hair to get in packaging. It's like crazy. That's the only thing I hate. And taking a shower it sucks because it's like just so much hair to deal with, and you gotta like I have a routine now because like all the dead ends start to come out with long hair, and that's not something I'm used to or something I ever thought I'd deal with as a man. So I'm gonna be cutting my hair soon, but what I do is it's all the hair that starts to come out, instead of letting it just go down the drain, for all you women, what you should do is collect it and stick it to the side of the wall until you're done with the shower. And then swoop it all up with a piece of toilet paper or something like that, or a paper towel at the end in one ball, and then throw it out. While it's all coming off, collect it and stick it to the wall. It'll stick there until you're done. Don't just leave it there for the next person. But as soon as you're done with the shower, collect it all and then throw it out. That's what I do, instead of just letting it get all in there. Wow, sun is jamming. All right, I'm about to go get out of the sun, and I'm about to go to a shady place in the mountains and do what we got to do. Are you with me? All right, ready, set,